Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Predator vs. Wolverine issue 1. This is a 2023 miniseries from Marvel Comics, written by Benjamin Percy, art by Ken Lashley on the present day storyline. Young Wolverine section was drawn by Greg Land with Jay Leisten on inks, and the Team X storyline was drawn by Andrea Vito. Color art by Juan Fernandez on President Day and Team X, and Frank Diamarta on the Young Wolverine story. Letters by VC's Cory Petit. I have the variant cover, which appears to be an homage to Incredible Hulk number 340, and that was done by McKone, with Rachelle Rosenberg on colors. So we start off with a bookend of the modern day where Wolverine has a big chunk missing out of his arm, and he's running through the woods being hunted by the Predator. Then this takes us back in time to 1900, where young Wolverine had an encounter with a Predator as well. In that storyline, he was hired to rescue a kid, but it turned out there was no kid, and this was just some people getting revenge on each other. And the Predator was there to take some trophies, and he came across various humans and skinned them. And the guy that hired Wolverine is a little unnerved by the whole thing, and Wolverine has to duke it out with the Predator, and things do not really go the way that either party thought it was going to. But years later, Team X is on a mission, and they encounter the Predator as well, but there's more than one of them. Now, all three stories were pretty interesting, but two of them were just sort of teases. The main story is Wolverine as a young person, still with his stupid bone claws, which I never liked, dealing with the Predator in 1900. The Team X one looks like it's going to be much more based in the jungle, like the original Predator movie, whereas the modern one looks like they're running through the Canadian wilderness. I'd have to say it was actually pretty entertaining. It was a little slow in parts, but overall I didn't hate it or anything. I actually thought it was pretty good. The art's pretty solid throughout the book. Not the greatest art I've ever seen, but definitely not the worst Marvel art I've ever seen. The modern day was probably the best as far as art went. The Greg Land stuff was fine, and the Team X stuff was okay, but the book comes in at a staggering $8 cover price, and it is not worth that. It was a fun read, and there's a fair amount of pages here, and I like the cover I got. It just is hard to really justify $8 for a regular comic when this could have been put in perfect binding, so it would at least have nice square bound format with a slightly nicer cover quality. So it's hard to justify the price for a regular issue. If this had been a DC book, like the Batman Gargoyle of Gotham book that came out the same week, which was $7, and it had almost as many pages and was square bound with a nicer quality cover. So I would say if you're gonna pick this up, don't pay the price they're asking for it. Try and get it a couple bucks cheaper. $5 would have been the better price point unless they had put it in better binding, and I'm real disappointed about that. But aside from the price, the package was okay. I think Benjamin Percy is generally overrated, and there's a lot of big panels in here that are clearly just designed to take up some room. So you might want to just wait for the trade paperback on this one, especially with the price being what it is. I would say absolutely wait for the trade, because you're going to pay about the same amount for a higher quality product in the end. But so far it is pretty entertaining, and I will likely pick up issue 2. I'm just not going to do it at cover price. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.